Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Yeah. So we're taking a look at the Halo campaign Evolved remake reveal. This is the trailer, and from everything I've seen so far, I mean the game is just getting flamed. Okay, I've made several posts about this already. The overall community sentiment is negative. Okay, no one really understands who this game is for. No one asked for it. Again, this is a second attempt at a remake of a game they've already screwed up, and the perception is that they're just retracing a lot of the mistakes that they've already made. It's just that this time it looks like everything's made by Blur Studios in terms of the cinematics, and again, a lot of the assets in this game are just recycled from multiple different games and just glued together to make this one remake. And again, looking at the environments, at the cinematics, there just seems to be a massive problem. And we're going to go into depth with what this problem exactly is, because it's hard to kind of, touch on this subject without actually looking at the problem itself at face first value. So we're going to go into this now, taking a look at the trailer initially, and then we are going to take a look at some of the screenshots we've seen leaked around.
You've heard the story. Halo, the Chief, stuff of legends.
Okay, so we just got to see Cortana there, and you've all seen the memes. A lot of people have compared this to Jerma. I don't know who the fuck Jerma is, but I mean, you could see right off the bat, it looks like they've taken this man's face and made that Cortana. Did they 3D scan this man's face? I don't know. What is this? Like, literally, it's the same exact face. Not just that, but the bone structure, like the guy's fucking jawline. The face is narrow, it looks ugly. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here, but again, it's a reflection of the culture making the game. I mean, it's like, we know this is a more feminized studio than it has been before. We know that this is a progressive culture making the game. We've seen the people, there's a lot more female influence involved in the development of this game, and for some fucking weird reason, these women cannot stand to see attractive female characters. They fucking hate that shit. So what they do is they start dressing the character in clothing. Cortana was initially revealed in previous classic designs, and her physique was very attractive. I mean, that was the character. They seem to have taken any uniquely attractive features about Cortana and just devalued her visually. Nothing about this character looks appealing or attractive. You see this in multiple different games, guys. They take these attractive females and then they just uglify them. I don't know why they do this. It just seems to be a female trait. They just have to fucking humanize the character. They have to give them wrinkles and fucking make them look ugly and masculine, and it's not appealing to the male demographic. I don't give a shit if you want females making this game. Hands off this character, please. They've screwed it. And again, a lot of people are asking why, and rightfully so, that Cortana is blue when she was purple in the classics. You look back at Halo CE, she was purple. Why is she blue in this game? It's really baffling, but I think I understand why they've done that. If you look at this game, much of the game is purple itself, and that seems to be a creative direction which just really fucks with this game. We've spoken about this before, even with the skybox, like the way that they handle the skybox, the environment art, and the texturing and the materials. Everything is fucking purple. Purple hues, and it's all... The fact that you have constant use of metal materials all the time, and it's reflecting the environment, which in and of itself is purple constantly, particularly with many of those Covenant interior spaces. It gets really difficult to look at. You cannot look at this game for extended periods of time. It's just really fucking difficult. And having a purple Cortana in an environment which is pretty much predominantly purple all the time, it's just going to oversaturate the viewer's perception, and they've had to make this character blue to contrast the environment, because it's like they've figured out at last minute that they've just overdone it with the purple atmosphere.
But that's not the story I'm telling today. This one you haven't heard.
We're just taking a look at Sergeant Johnson there, and people have called out he looks fucking old. It's not just the fact that he looks extremely different from how he was portrayed in Halo 2 Anniversary, a much younger character there. The Sergeant Johnson we can see right now, not only does he look older, but the voiceover doesn't appear to fit the character. It's almost as if someone else is impersonating this character and trying to recreate Sergeant Johnson. And you look back, I was very curious to see who was voicing Sergeant Johnson, because it did really feel like an entirely different character. It does sound extremely different, and it's apparently voiced by the same guy, David Scully. So I don't know what happened to this man, but it seems like he's been impacted by this, the emasculation. Ultimately, like, it doesn't feel like the same gruff Sergeant Johnson we had back in CE, the classic games. The guy sounds soft. He sounds tired, and the character himself looks visually tired.
Op started simple enough. Drop in, grab the goods, get out before anyone noticed. Well, guess what?
Okay, so this is obviously pointing at one of the additional campaign missions that they've injected into this game. Again, like the overall presentation of the characters, the Covenant, I don't like this personality focus of the characters, and then again, all engrossed in this unreal, sleek, glossy look, and everything's reflective and again embellished in this purple, in deep, dark purple environment. It's really fucking difficult to look at this shit. It's hard to put into words what exactly is going on, but there is something about the materials, the overall presentation of the characters, the way the characters stand, the way they move, and again, they just seem to be recycled from Halo Infinite. And you look at the Chief, and the Chief's armor is a much older armor from the one that we see in CE. I'm not too interested in that. I don't really give a damn. Nor am I interested in these additional missions, you know, as unique content into the game. I don't think that's enough to pull in the audience.
Grab the goods, get out before anyone noticed. Well, guess what? They noticed.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue is just extremely corny. They noticed, you know. It's just fucking tired. So we can see a few of the environments here. So we just seen the BR, what looks like a cave, a canyon type environment, lots of alien type foliage, lots of verticality in this environment. And again, it just looks really modernized and just shares no connection to the original CE in terms of the overall feeling. I don't get any nostalgia from this environment or anything here. And again, you look at the interior spaces, lots of purple hues and greens, and just the neon cyberpunk vibe that they're obsessed with, that we've seen over and over again since Halo 2 Anniversary, since CE Anniversary actually. I mean, it just seems to be a problem with these people. They love that particular theme, and it just looks disgusting with Halo. That neon cyberpunk shit, all in that deep dark purple fucking hues all the time. We do get to see a brute plasma rifle, and again, we know that brutes are returning for some reason on Alpha Halo. Just various screwing around with the lore. I'm keen to see how this all fits with the existing lore, but this is all coming from additional stories which haven't been told in terms of actual gameplay. This is all coming from lore which has been told in the books. I don't read the books. I like Halo for its gameplay. And I just think this studio have done a number on this franchise way beyond repair at this point. So this seems to be an environment on the outside, possibly connected to the same canyon environment we just saw. Another additional mission that we're seeing here, and you get to see the fuel rod cannon, and he's just bombing away this wraith. And again, it just looks disgusting. The environment looks fucking horrible. We've got this purple structure in the back. Not entirely sure what that is. And then you've got purple platforms, and again, it all looks like metal on metal. Like the Chief's armor, metal. The weaponry, metal. The environment structures, metal. And you know what this does is you have to slap on reflective materials on there, and I don't think they understand Halo's materials. It's the constant sheen and metallic emphasis is really hard to look at.
Now you ready to get to it?
Yeah, Sergeant Johnson looks messed. Okay, and again, it looks like that to me reminded me of the Truth of Reconciliation when you're in the interior spaces. I don't know if that is the mission and they've just added the cutscene there, or this is an additional campaign mission. Again, it just looks horrible. Sergeant Johnson just looking around like that, and the general atmosphere in that one scene just it's pushing me away. I don't know what about it is. It's the combination of many things, from the characters, the way they look, the way they sound, the animations, the texturing. It's the thing that's doing it for me, I think. The constant metal, the constant purple, the environments, it's disgusting.
Now you ready to get to it? You served long enough. You learn to read a battlefield.
Over here we look at what appears to be an arena with two elites central to it with two swords. It looks like they're dueling, and they appear to have energy swords, and that looks straight ripped from fucking Halo 5's promotional material and some of that Halo Studios DNA. Yeah, we don't want to see any of this. I'm not interested in any of this. This looks horrible. I mean, the game just genuinely looks awful. The color palette is disgusting.
This place, more of a freak show.
Now we see what appears to be another additional campaign level. Again, just weird color coding going on. We've got what appears to look like Covenant structures in this canyon type environment. Again, this to me just looks like Truth and Reconciliation just at daytime, and then again you've just got Covenant structures for some reason embedded into the terrain with pillars and structural support systems holding up natural rock elements, and it's quite strange to fucking see that. That doesn't make much sense.
And trust me.
And it appears we have a shot here of what possibly could be the Orbiter. We'll have to see what they intend to do with this character. And of course we've seen this shot. You have what appears to be a new prophet, and he is sided by a few of the Covenant characters. Again, it just has that Halo Infinite, Halo Studios DNA with these characters. I hate their characters, okay? And again, the overall presentation, it comes across as like really silly. Nothing about this is professional, okay? Just the way the characters are presented here, the way that they're standing, the animations. I genuinely believe that they screwed with these characters, and won't be going into too much detail with that, but since Halo 2 Anniversary and Blur Studios cinematics and how they handled the character design, they've cemented the idea that the elites are constantly hunched over and awkward hulking horses which seem to stand on 2 feet. That's the idea I get from this elite design. It's just like a horse that's standing up on 2 fucking legs, and the character just genuinely looks awkward. The elites that we used to have were athletic powerhouses, but you could not fuck with those elites. They were like ninjas, and they looked really natural. Hands down, the animation team in the original CE, they absolutely nailed the characters, and I don't know how they did it, but Halo Studios just do not seem to understand how to create these characters.
I know, Freaky.
Have you enjoyed your stay so far, Demon?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're on the clock.
Oh god, so this appears to be a new prophet, so probably a killable character. Again, it just looks fucking ugly. The whole thing just looks disgusting. Again, we can see some brutes here, and I've said before that the brutes are just, what they've done here is recycle the brutes from Halo 2 Anniversary and just thrown some armor on there, and then they've slapped on the Halo Infinite dialogue for the brute. Like, fuck's sake. The brutes in that game were genuinely pathetic, okay? That was the worst take on the brutes I've ever seen in my life. Like, the dialogue was just drab, dull, boring. Just a grumbly, low growling, generic humanoid lump of shit is what I get from that character. And to see that returning here, both in sound and in just the overall presentation, is it's like, come on, man. I'm sick of Halo Studios. The animation's exactly from fucking Halo Infinite. getting triggered, guys. It's just painful to watch this mess. Again, we haven't seen much of the flood. I've only seen a few screenshots of it, and yeah, I mean, that would have been a perfect moment to kind of emphasize the flood returning, but they just seem to be really scared about looking at that character from any direction. I'm not sure what the age rating for this game is, but I mean, I'm guessing it's not going to be a mature shooter like it used to be, like the original classics were.
Plans change. Odds get worse. My advice.
Yeah, what appears to be another Covenant interior space, possibly from that saboteur mission, that covert sabotage mission we just seen. And again, we got some grunts jumping down, more chaotic shit, and it appears Chief is holding a spiker. And yeah, lots of deep, dark, purple environments again. And again, it's just like David's voice is just, it just doesn't feel like the same person. It doesn't sound right. And the overall presentation is just horrible. Again, another view of what appears to be a central arena of possibly that same mission. And this hammers home what exactly I'm talking about. Just the overall emphasis on metal, reflective fucking environments with purple shit everywhere. So much to the point they've had to change the skin of the hunters, you know, just to contrast the environment. I'm not too sure what rocket launcher that is. Is it the Spanker rocket launcher? Or is it one of Halo Studios' ugly ass rocket launchers?
Bring a Spartan.
So 3 new campaign missions. This appears to be space combat. I've said before, the space combat genuinely looks really good, I believe. You can really see the Unreal Engine bringing the game together. It handles this environment really well. I'm not too sure if this space combat mission is its own mission or if it's connected to the sabotage mission we just seen, where Chief has infiltrated the Covenant carrier and is inside the ship. That would be really cool to see that as one connected mission, but I presume what they've done is they've kept this as its own mission, and then we've got the interior spaces as its own mission, where Chief is just basically taking out all the Covenant inside this carrier, and then I'm assuming is just going to blow up that environment. And then of course you have that outside canyon environment. Those are the 3 missions that you get, is what I'm assuming from what we've seen so far, because I know that you can expect the bare minimum with this remake. I'm just not expecting these people to produce anything unique or anything worth playing. That shot right there, Truth and Reconciliation, looks genuinely fucking awful. Alright, it looks like the environment was just baked up by AI, and there is something completely missing with the environment itself. I'm not too sure why they've done this wide shot so you can just see how bare bones the environment is. But you know, you look back at Truth and Reconciliation, the way that they handled the cinematics in the original classics, you understand why they used these close-ups. And that was to mask out a lot of the minimalism in the environment itself. So you'd be looking at the Covenant carrier from the soldiers' perspective as it's towering over the canyon. And you wouldn't really see wide shots like this because they understood the environment and the overall presentation. And they were trying to make the game look and feel as good as possible at the time. And they nailed it. Like I said, those were the masters of Halo. They understood how to make the game. They understood cinematography. They understood how to present the characters. You were never at one time looking at the fucking grunts and jackals and elites all lined up like it's a fucking Disney film. You'd never get these wide shots, and it just reinforces the perception that Halo Studios have no idea how to make a fucking Halo game. It's quite strange because you look at 343 Guilty Spark. This is the only mission I think that they've done some justice, because that was possibly the worst mission I've seen in Halo CE Anniversary. The way that they completely wrecked the environment, any dark themes they completely ruined. They lit the environment completely and took away any of that dark horror atmosphere that the mission itself had. It seems to be like they're returning to that idea here. And again, Halo works in natural biomes. Okay, so when you have a lot more emphasis on natural environments like swamps and the cliffs that we've seen on the assault on the control room, or those sandbars, that coastline on the Silent Cartographer. Those natural environments work really well with Halo. We want to see more of that, okay? The moment you start embellishing everything in constant metal and it's reflecting the environment, and yeah, it just looks gross. Again, we got some more cinematics there, and the cinematics look really slow and just Blur Studios generic sci-fi. At least that's the perception. And yeah, I don't really like the cinematics in this.
Chief, you ever get tired of being the strong, almost silent type?
No.
Okay, so they just took one big dig at the Chief's character there. Again, this seems to be a consistent problem with Halo Studio. Well, the culture making these games. Like I've said before, I'm not too confident that these people can respect the Chief as that strong, stoic, masculine character. They have a problem with emasculating male characters. That's what this feminized environment does, and it's fucking annoying. Okay, they've broken this character down in the past way too many times. At what point on a covert sabotage mission do you ask the Chief, does he ever get tired of being a fucking badass, silent, masculine hero? What is that awkward dialogue? It's really fucking strange, but yeah, it is what it is. We will be taking a look at some of the screenshots next.